Hello, I'm Grazia Ieto Gilles and I am a visiting research professor at the Center for Innovation Management Research. My research activities in the last 30 years or so have evolved around the transnational company. Conceptual issues around it, theories, effects, policies. The last 15 years I've also worked on the interface between innovation and transnationality. With the colleagues, in particular with Marion France and with Andrea Filippetti. Now, the paper which I'm going to say a few words about, the working paper, is about digitalization and the transnational corporation. And it is a development from a conference paper I was asked to contribute to in 2019. Now, the paper deals with the following problem. The transnational corporation, we know, is conceptualized around the issue of foreign assets, foreign direct investment, which are then used for producing abroad, for international production. This is the main concept around the transnational corporation. Digitalization, and in particular the emergence and growth of digital corporations, pose a problem for the following reasons: that though most of these companies have large sales and large activities abroad, they have very little, or relatively little, in the way of foreign assets. So the conceptualization around foreign assets is becoming a little problematic. So due to this particular structural change in the world economies. There has been in the last 32 years or so, 20 to 30 years, also another major structural change, which again challenges the concept of a corporation and indeed of a transnational corporation. And it is the fact that many companies and many institutions, including those of the public sector, now externalize large chunks of the labor force because they externalize large parts of their activities. How do they externalize? Via subcontracting, via franchising, and so on, a variety of contractual arrangements. By doing so, the share of labor they are responsible for diminishes in relation to a situation in which they were all working within internationalization. Now, these two structural changes pose a challenge for our conceptualization of the transnational corporations, and this is actually what the paper is about. And it also, of course, touches on issues of effects of all this and on issues of policies around the effects. I am now doing further work on this, and in particular I am looking at the issue of measurements of transnationality. Many researchers have tried through the decades to give numbers to try to measure the extent of transnationality of a company or of a sector or of countries. The best known measurements are those developed within by researchers and UNCTAD. UNCTAD is the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, and they have a large research office which deals specifically with transnational corporations. They publish yearly reports, and they also publish an academic journal. Now, they've developed, I think it's in 1990, they developed a transnationality index which relies on 3 specific dimensions of transnational activities: employment, assets, and sales. Now, these 3 variables have become problematic because of the structure changes I've mentioned earlier. So this means that actually the index of transnationality is more problematic. I'm not saying it is wrong, no, but it is problematic, and therefore I'm currently working on trying to develop and suggest changes to it to make it more in line with the current developments in world economies. That's all. I hope there's been of some use, and goodbye.